Hi, I'm Fraser Douglas, the tent camping instructor. In this video, I want to tell you about our recent trip to Oak Mountain State Park near Birmingham, Alabama.
My two sisters and I had planned a weekend family reunion there, but Ava and I decided to make it a longer camping trip, and we also took our grandson, Lalo, with us. Oak Mountain State Park is located just off I-65, about 30 miles south of Birmingham, Alabama. The campground has a total of 150 campsites that are divided into two sections, A and B. What makes this park and campground unique is that 66 of these campsites are tent-only sites. There are 48 tent sites in Section A and 18 tent sites in Section B, but 5 of those 18 have water and electricity.
7 bathrooms are scattered throughout the campground, but these bathrooms are very small and very old.
They are desperately in need of remodeling. We arrived about noon on Wednesday, June the 7th, and got a tent site with water and electricity, and began setting up our camp. As you can see, Lalo quickly took charge of the operation. He helped spread out the tent so that we could stake the 4 corners down, and then posed for this photo. Then he carefully slid the center hoop pole through its sleeve. Later, he checked the tent canopy and our bed arrangement inside the tent to make sure everything was done correctly. Here's what our campsite looked like after we set up. After setting up, we cooked some spaghetti with meat sauce over the campfire for lunch, and then rode down to the animal farm where we saw a variety of goats, chickens, ducks, and horses. Here is one of the friendly goats, and here is a beautiful peacock. Of course, we had to take our photo with this backdrop. After touring the farm, we returned to the campground, and Lalo played at the playground, where he made a new friend, Bridget. Bridget and her family were visiting from Texas. After dark, Bridget and her grandmother came to our campsite where Lalo and Bridget roasted marshmallows. Unfortunately, I forgot to take a picture. Thursday morning, we ate a little breakfast and then rode to Walmart to pick up a few supplies. Then we found a firewood dealer about 10 miles away and bought 3 large bundles of oak. My sister Jean, her daughter Lisa, and my sister's grandson Jonas arrived about noon, and we all ate chicken salad sandwiches for lunch. After Jean set up her camp, we all rode down to the beach and enjoyed an afternoon swim. While we were swimming, my sister Syl, her husband George, and grandson Hayden arrived and set up their camp and then prepared supper for us. After supper, the kids went back to the playground and played until dark, and then after dark we made a campfire and the children played with glow sticks and roasted marshmallows. Friday morning we had breakfast together, and then drove to the Alabama Wildlife Center, where we enjoyed an interesting morning program on raptors in the Alabama area. This wildlife center rehabilitates falcons, hawks, and other raptors that have been injured and talks about some of the causes of their injuries. After the program, we returned to our campsite where Jean's husband, Tom, helped the children paint pictures of what they saw with watercolor. Friday afternoon, Ava and I began cooking a big Mexican dinner that consisted of pinto beans, Mexican rice, chicken strips, green salsa, and tortillas. We finished cooking everything at 6 o'clock. Although it took 4 hours to prepare, everybody seemed to enjoy it. After supper, the kids rode their bicycles in the streets, played in the hammocks, and went to the playground until dark. Saturday was the actual day of the reunion. We were looking forward to seeing some of our cousins that we had not seen for almost 50 years. We had reserved a pavilion and planned to cook hamburgers, and everybody brought a dish to share. People began arriving about 12 noon and stayed until about 6 o'clock that afternoon. It was a great time, but much too short. Sunday morning, we had to eat breakfast, pack up camp, say goodbye to our family and friends, and head home.
Good morning. It's Sunday morning, and we've got to go home.
Walmart.
And go to Walmart.
It's always a little sad when you start taking your campsite apart, but you are looking forward to going home. Lalo was especially sad to see us take everything down and wanted to lay down in the tent one last time before we took it down. His cousin Hayden came by for one last swing in the hammock, and his friend Bridget came by just to say goodbye and to play chase one more time. Well, our car is completely packed except for Lalo's bicycle, and our campsite is completely empty. Overall, I would rate Oak Mountain State Park as one of the top 3 tent camping destinations in the state of Alabama. The walk-in tent sites are excellent, and there are lots of fun things to do both in the park and nearby.
In summary, this park has a lot of really good features and a lot of really good attractions nearby. It's a great place for tent camping, but the bathrooms are very old and in need of remodeling.
For more information about tent camping equipment, procedures, and destinations, please read my book, Basic Tent Camping, visit my website, and visit my Facebook page.
Remember, take more trips, travel further, visit more attractions, and save money. Go tent camping.